If your wife has become cold toward you, don't make this mistake. Most husbands think the answer is to love her harder, to buy more gifts, to apologize one more time, or to keep asking, "What's wrong?" But the more they chase, the colder she becomes. Not because she no longer loves them, but because they are trying to solve the wrong problem. Imagine this. You have been married for 20 years. Every morning she makes your coffee. Every evening dinner is still on the table. Nothing seems different, except one thing. She doesn't smile at you anymore. She doesn't ask how your day was. She answers your questions with only a few words. You can feel it. Something has changed. So naturally, you try harder. You bring flowers. You become extra nice. You keep asking if she's okay. But instead of bringing her closer, it pushes her even further away. Why? Because emotional distance is rarely caused by one single event. It is usually the result of dozens, sometimes hundreds, of small moments that quietly accumulated over the years. Moments when she didn't feel heard, moments when she felt alone, even while sitting beside you. Here is something relationship psychologists have known for years. When people become emotionally distant, they are often protecting themselves, not rejecting you. And if you mistake protection for rejection, you will respond with fear instead of wisdom. Today, I'm going to show you the 3 biggest mistakes husbands make when their wives become emotionally cold. And more importantly, what emotionally intelligent husbands do instead. Because sometimes saving a marriage doesn't begin with saying more. It begins with understanding more. The first mistake, trying to fix her emotions instead of understanding them. When a wife becomes emotionally distant, most husbands panic. They believe they have to solve the problem immediately. So they ask, "Are you okay? Did I do something wrong? Why won't you talk to me?" At first, those questions sound caring. But when they are repeated over and over, they stop feeling like love. They begin to feel like pressure. Here is what many husbands never realize. A woman who feels emotionally overwhelmed usually doesn't need more questions. She needs more emotional safety. Think about it. When someone feels misunderstood, the last thing they want is to explain themselves again. Sometimes the greatest gift you can give your wife isn't another speech. It's a calm presence, a quiet moment where she doesn't feel judged, interrupted, or rushed. Emotionally intelligent husbands understand something most men miss. Listening is often more powerful than speaking. Not listening just to replay, listening to truly understand. Because when a woman finally feels understood, she often begins opening the door that she had quietly close it. The second mistake, making her distance about your ego. This is where many good husbands accidentally make everything worse. Instead of asking, what might she be going through? They immediately think, she doesn't love me anymore. She's losing interest. I must be failing as a husband. Notice something. Every one of those thoughts starts with you, not with her. A real emotional maturity begins when you become curious instead of defensive. Maybe she is exhausted. Maybe she is carrying stress she has never shared. Maybe she has been feeling invisible for much longer than you realize it. You won't discover the truth if your only goal is proving that you have done nothing wrong. Strong husbands don't win arguments. They create conversations where both people feel safe enough to be honest. And finally, the third mistake, waiting until the marriage feels broken before making a change. This is where many couples lose each other, not because they stopped loving one another, but because they believed there will always be tomorrow. Tomorrow to apologize, tomorrow to listen, tomorrow to spend time together, tomorrow to say, I appreciate you. But tomorrow has a strange way of turning into years. Here is something I have learned after watching so many relationships fall apart. Most marriages don't end because of one big betrayal. They slowly fade because of 1,000 small moments that were ignored. A conversation that never happened. A hug that was postponed. A compliment that stayed inside your mind instead of reaching her heart. Love doesn't disappear overnight. It quietly weakens. When two people stop choosing each other every single day. So, what should you do if your wife has become emotionally cold? Start small. Don't promise to change everything overnight. Instead, become the husband who listens before defending himself. The husband who notices the little things. The husband who creates peace instead of winning arguments. Because trust isn't rebuilt through one grand romantic gesture. It's rebuilt one conversation, one kind word, one consistent action at a time. And here is the truth. If your wife is still beside you, if she is still sharing her life with you, then there is still something worth fighting for. Not with anger, not with fear, but with patience, understanding, and quiet strength. Remember this: the strongest husbands are not the loudest. They are the ones who make their wives feel emotionally safe. Because when a woman feels safe, she doesn't pull away. She comes closer. If this message helped you see your relationship differently, Subscribe. Every week we share practical relationship wisdom to help couples build stronger marriages, one conversation at a time.